Willie Davis Jr., Air Force veteran, father of 3 sons, and I got to meet one of them today. 28 years in aerospace career, over 40 years. He lived with social anxiety disorder without understanding the cause and receiving a diagnosis. It wasn't until he experienced traumatic events and lost everything that he began his journey towards self-love and self-care. This loss of material possessions allowed him to uncover the incredible treasures within himself. Speech title, A Journey to Authenticity, Self-Love, and Self-Care. And I already heard Willie give this speech at the local Kiwanis Club. He's been one of our speakers. Willie, come on down. Okay. I don't. Maybe.
I was like, can you hear me back there? Okay. I've got. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, guests, seekers of personal growth and resilience. Just imagine you're at work, on your workstation, not mine happened to be on an airplane, and you're standing there, you're feeling invincible, like you can conquer the world. And all of a sudden, in just a split second, everything changes. I was coming off of an airplane, my shoelace got caught in the clip. I ended up falling head first, 5 feet down to the platform, extending my left arm out to brace my left shoulder, taking the full impact, ripping tendons and splitting my bicep. Little did I know that that day would be the beginning of a new journey in my life, something I never expected to happen. I've got something to share here with you, and let me see if I can get it on here real quick. I think so. Hold on one second. Is that here? That little one up top. That one? Yes. No? Okay. This one. All right. There you go. Okay. Okay. As a journey towards being authentic, embracing self-love. Now, after that fall, of course, there was 2 surgeries. There was 2 surgeries I had to have 1 year apart. And then there was also 2 years of physical therapy. But the physical recovery, the physical pain was not the main pain. That wasn't the main source. There was an underlying source. And that was a mental health issue that I never had diagnosed. And that was social anxiety disorder. The challenge, like I said, was not only it was not only mental health, but it was also not only physical health, but also social. At that time, it was the beginning of a season of change. It was a beginning of me looking at my life and determining that I had to reclaim my life and live my life the way that I chose to. A promise kept. I was one of those kids that was very shy, very almost like an introvert. And at the age of 14, I wrote on a couple of sheets of paper out of my notebook, took them and pinned them to the wall. There was 3 things I put on there. 3 things. Number 1 was that I wanted to be a fighter pilot in the U.S. In the Navy. Number 2 I wanted to be an actor because during that time, when I was growing up a little kid, I Love Lucy was on and she made us laugh and I just wanted to make everybody laugh too. I just love that. And number three, now at 14 years old, why would I write this? I wanted to be the best father in the world to my sons. That's what I wrote at 14 years old. When I graduated from high school, I joined the US military, despite having this disorder, this social anxiety. I joined the military, spent 4 years in the US Air Force. Right out of the Air Force, I went to Academy of Acting and Filmmaking in Hollywood. I studied there for 3 years until my oldest son came along. When he came along, I had to get a job that was paying some real money. So I gave up my acting career, my acting dream in Hollywood. Denzel should be thanking me right now. And started to work in the aircraft industry. At the age of 28, I found myself as a single father to my 6-year-old son. From the age of 6 until he graduated from high school. Well, for 8 years, it was just him and I together. Me raising him all alone by myself with absolutely no support from anyone else. That was some of the greatest years of my life. Being a father is one of the greatest things that I can think in my life. After, well, actually on the job, I met my now ex-wife. We got married. We had 2 other sons. One of them sitting right there. It was a time of blissfulness, I guess you can say. It was a good time for a while. Well, all of a sudden, everything started to fall apart. We have to be thankful sometimes for some of the bad things that happen to our lives, happens in our life. And we have to invoke or become different. To invoke or become different, we must be willing to modify some of the aspects of ourselves. We have to change who we are. If we want to change ourselves, if we want to change our life situations, we can't go into it being the same person that got us into that situation. We have to change. We have to almost change our personalities to move forward, to move up in life. Change your habits, change your life, change the world. When you change your life, you change the lives of people around you, believe it or not. Because you've changed. You interact differently now with other people. And at this point, for me, it was the beginning of the journey to authenticity. And here again, be thankful for the bad things in life. They open your eyes to see the good things that you weren't paying attention to before. Have any of you ever stopped? Just stop for a few minutes and looked at a flower and just looked at it. I mean, just the flower, not anything other than that. Just looking at the leaf of it. You know what that does for you? It brings you to the present. It takes you out of the past. It takes your mind off in the future. It just puts you right smack dab in the middle of the present. So sometimes take that time sometimes just to what they say, smell the roses. How about looking at them? It causes you to examine your life a little closer. And like I said, it slows us down. It slows us down just a little bit for a moment to refresh ourselves. So bad things happening is not, there's always a golden nugget there someplace. We need to stop sometimes and find out what that is and grab hold to it and don't let it go. We must begin to believe that we can do the thing that we thought we could not do. I never thought I would be able to stand up in front of people in an auditorium or on Zoom and speak to them. 10 years ago, I wouldn't be able to do this. I'd have been too shy, too much of an introvert. I would have been too uncomfortable, no courage. But today, here I am. We must begin to believe in ourselves and understand that we are unique individuals, special, unlike any others. We all possess the ability to harness the God-given powers that we have. We don't have to go outside ourselves for that. We already have it. It's already built into us. All we need to do is go in. We have to clear out some of the mess. Does it get messy? Does it get hard? Yes, it does. But if it's something that you truly want in your life, you'll do it. You'll get it going. Okay, now, what is self-love, self-care? The two terms are sometimes they're used together, but they mean two different things. What is self-love? Self-love is acknowledging your values and treating ourselves with the same kindness and compassion that we offer a dear friend. How do you treat your friends? How would you treat your wife or somebody else that you love and you care for? That's the same type of care and love you need to give yourself. I myself, I was so busy making sure that everybody else was okay, and I neglected myself. I was not investing anything in myself, nothing but going to work, taking care of the things I was supposed to take care of. Was not investing any time or money within myself, and it caused me to fail. It's a state of appreciation, acceptance, and care for oneself. This journey begins with understanding that self-love is not selfish. A lot of people, when they hear that word, self-love, self-care, they believe they look at it like it's something bad, like it's something that we shouldn't do. But it is not it's not selfish. It's not putting yourself on the center stage and saying, "Hey, look at me." It's nothing like that. It's putting yourself first so that you can be better for everybody else, for the world. That's what self-love is about. Self-care. Self-care it involves intentional action that prioritize physical, emotional, and mental well-being. It is a commitment to foster a positive relationship with one's own needs. You need to take care of yourself. No one can take care of you as good as you can, if you know and want to take care of yourself. I had no desire in the beginning, as far as just the basics, but I had really no desire to make myself somewhat better at the time. All I was focused on was just getting the job done, working, paying the bills. That was my main thing. Now, there was a method to my madness at the time. I wanted to find a way to get to this thing called self-love, self-care. What I came up with was the 3 pillars of self-preparation to self-love, self-care. Now, those 3 pillars, that is PILLARS, there are self-awareness, number 1. Number 2 is self-acceptance. Number 3 is self-forgiveness. We're going to go through these real quick. Self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand our thoughts, feelings, motivations, behaviors. It involves being conscious of our individuality, personalities, traits, strengths, weaknesses, beliefs, values, and how our actions impact ourselves and others. Self-awareness is the first step towards this journey. First, you have to be aware. You have to become aware that there is an issue in your life, and you have to go about trying to find out what it is. Number 2 is self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is about embracing all aspects of yourself, both positive and negative. I mean, things that you would never tell anybody. You have to accept all of that stuff. That's who I am. These are the things that I've done in my life that's got me to this point in my life. You have to accept that. The good, the bad, the ugly. Now you can change it. You don't have to stay that way. But first of all, you have to accept yourself unconditionally. It means recognizing our strengths and our weaknesses as individuals, rather than defining ourselves by any single characteristic, because we're more than just one characteristic. We are not defined by our lowest moments, but how we rise from them. You're not the sum of your failures, but you're the product of your resilience. And I think I have one of these out of order. Sorry about that. The quicker the rise, the quicker, the quicker the rise, the fall is quicker than the rise. Have you ever noticed some people that it takes you years to get to where you want to be in life? Sometimes 20, 30 years, and then all of a sudden, within about 6 months, maybe a year, you can lose it all. It happened. Happened to me. And I've met other people that it has happened to. I mean, so it's not an uncommon thing. It's life. Dealing with this social anxiety disorder was one of the things that I didn't really get a medical diagnosis until last year. It was when I finally put a name to the issue and met. Once you can put a name to something and identify it, it's so much easier to go about taking care of it and changing the way that it affects you. Self-love, self-care is the foundation of what life is about. It's the foundation of taking care of ourselves, making ourselves better than what we are, so that we can be better for other people around us. I want to ask you a question, and this is something I've pondered for quite some time. How can you truly, really love someone if you don't love yourself, if you don't know how to love yourself? How can you truly, genuinely accept someone else until you accept yourself? How can you truly, genuinely forgive if you can't forgive yourself? Think about it. I don't think it's possible not to truly, not to 100%, to get there 100%. I don't think it's possible without going through and having that thing in you yourself. Some of the key benefits of self-love, self-care is improved mental health. Knowing that you are everything that you need to be, that you have it already, that you don't have to go outside of yourself to find it. It's a God-given gift already. All you need to do is go in there and start to look for it. Now, is it easy? No, it is not. I'll be honest with you, it is not easy. Is it quick? No, it is not. This self-love, self-care journey, it began for me in 2015 when I first joined Toastmasters. That's been almost 10 years ago. And guess what? This journey will go on until my last day. There is I have not said, okay, it's going to be for 2, 3 years. This will go on until my last day. I will continue to learn. I will continue to take a deep look within me, within myself, to try to make myself better each and every day so that I can be better for the world. It increases resilience. Being able to bounce back after devastating events in our lives. That's very important. If you don't know yourself, if you don't understand the strength that you have within yourself, then you're missing out on some tools that will help you get back on your feet a lot quicker. Enhancing relationships. Let's be honest. If you love and you like yourself, others are they're going to be drawn to that. They're going to be drawn to that aspect of you, and your relationships will be a lot better. You'll be a lot closer to those people that you say that you love and care for. Cultivating a supportive mindset. Now, mindset is very important. Mindset is those little voices in your head that talks to you. Mine used to tell me that I was dumb, unattractive. My opinions didn't count. I didn't have anything to contribute positively to the world. That's what my self-talk was. Even though I was successful in so many other areas of my life, I mean, working in aerospace for almost 30 years. But still, it didn't matter. It was almost like a facade. It was almost like I was being an imposter in life and not the real me. Changing my mindset, changing those voices in my head. That was the first step for me. Because I had to get to the point to where those voices said to me, you are good enough. These voices now tell me you're not broken. They now tell me that there's nothing about me that needs to be fixed. I'm good. This vessel that I have right now is a good vessel for me to move forward in life. I don't have to have anything fixed, to move forward. I stand here before you today, I'm such a different person, a different man than I was, say, 10 years ago. I live a life now of enjoyment. Yeah, bad things still happen. There's still moments in my life when I look around and I say, oh my God, when is this going to stop? When is this going to stop raining? All of these negative and bad things on me. But I'm able to bounce back from that now. I don't stay in it for weeks at a time like I used to. Now, sometimes they're only moments before I'm bounce back and say, okay, it's just time to get this taken care of and move forward. I want to just ask each and every one of you to take a good look at your life. I don't know where you are right now, how you feel about your life right now. But if there's things in your life right now that you're not satisfied with, if there's things that you want to change in your life, if there's a dream that you have, go for it. Because anything that you can imagine, as long as you have the physical and the mental capability, you can do anything you want. You can accomplish anything you want. So I say, go for it. Go get out there and embrace those things that you've always wanted to do. Clear those cobwebs out of your life. Take that heavy baggage off of your shoulders. Shake it off because it slows you down. All that stuff you carry here, all that weight, stuff in the past. Ain't nothing you can do about it now. It does you no good except for your learning. Just just learning, just getting some golden nuggets is what I call them out of those experiences in your past. Your future, you can plan for your future, but I tell you what, the best place to live in your life is in the present, right now, right here. So I just ask each and every one of you to take a good look at your life. If there's something you want to change it. You have the power within yourself to change anything that you want to change. And how much better would the world be if each and every one of us learned how to love ourselves? And as much love as you give yourself, you can give to others. Just imagine the utopia that we can live in if everyone did love themselves and just spread that around. We'd be so much better off than what we are now. I want to thank you.